Hello everyone and happy Monday. Welcome to another Evening Beat. Thank you so much for joining me for your top local headlines at this hour. We have a couple of really big stories today, so let's go ahead and get into our first local headline of this hour. An update tonight in the tale of two sisters out of Fillmore County. A judge handing out a sentence to Sarah Peterson in Fillmore County Court today. Last month, Sarah pled guilty to her involvement in a deadly 2023 Amish buggy crash that left 2 children dead. During her court appearance in February, Sarah pleaded guilty to 2 counts of criminal vehicular operation for her involvement in the crash. Authorities confirmed her twin sister, Samantha Peterson, was behind the wheel at the time of the incident. According to Sarah, Samantha called her to the scene that morning before authorities' arrival and asked Sarah to take the blame. Sarah admittedly switched places with her twin after the accident and took the blame for the crash, knowing Samantha had meth prior to the incident. Defense attorney Dan McIntosh says his client is ready for what comes next, and Sarah is now headed to Fillmore County Jail. This is what he had to say following the hearing today.
Well, it's a mix of things. As she expressed, she still continues to grieve for the Miller family. That's not going away. She's going to be continuing to work on that. There's some relief in a sense that the court proceeding is done here. She can start on probation and fulfill the obligations there. And she just knows what lies ahead of her. There's nothing that was really a surprise today. Well, it's a mix of things.
And our next story for the hour, community members in Winneshiek County are standing by their sheriff as a legal challenge between him and the Iowa Attorney General continues. Attorney General Brenna Bird filed a lawsuit against Sheriff Dan Marks' office last week. It comes after he failed to post a message she wrote on his Facebook page. Bird took issue with the post he wrote last month, implying he wouldn't recognize immigration detainer request from Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Many people in the community say they stand with Sheriff Dan Marks and that this was evident today at the county board meeting. Melissa Oruk says she thinks it's important that everyone feels safe around law enforcement, and she says that what she thinks Marks was trying to convey. In our last story at this hour, today marks 2 years since mother of 2, Madeline Kingsbury, went missing from the Winona area, only to be found a few months later murdered by her ex-boyfriend. Since then, her story has reached far and wide, inspiring many to join in the fight against domestic violence. Tonight, we're sitting down with Winona's police chief, who recounts the massive murder investigation, something he says he wouldn't wish on any law enforcement agency, and most importantly, any family. This is what he had to say in our interview.
I think there was a lot of learning that went on during the point in time, but again, I go back to the point that we had so many people that just reached out. Citizens, law enforcement, other family members, the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, working so tightly with the Fillmore County Sheriff's Office and the BCA. I mean, every agency, the Buffalo County Sheriff's Department, they all said, what do you need?
And that is a look at your top local headlines of this hour. For more coverage of the 2-year mark since Madeline Kingsbury disappeared, you can head to our website. There is a long web story with a whole bunch of details on the investigation. You can also find my whole hour-long interview with the police chief on there as well. You can also find that on our YouTube page as well. I believe it's titled Winona Police Chief interview about the disappearance of Madeline Kingsbury. It's obviously been a case that I have closely followed for the last 2 years, and I will continue to follow it closely. So that's all I have for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me for another Evening Beat. I will see you back here tomorrow night at 7:30.